What is up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 61 of the Good Point Bro podcast. My name is Kane. This is my little bro, Cam.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep, baby. All right, so we got the new setup today. At the bar below, you can see our 3-minute topics, 5-minute topics, and 10-minute topics. So take a look at those as we go. What's not listed is what we're ending with, so make sure you stick around with that. And we're going to end with today, the bubble versus now. Was the bubble a fluke?
How insane that.
That's what we're ending with.
Dude,
That's all right. We'll get into that in just a minute. So make sure that you stick around for that. So starting off with our first 3-minute topic, which I'm hype about. Who is the best player in the world?
Okay, this is a tough call, but I'm going to go with LeBron James. LeBron James. If I had to pick a player that I want for the rest of these playoffs, I want LeBron James.
You're saying LeBron James is the best player in the world?
The man has been into 10 finals. He went to 8 straight finals at one point. He has been here. He knows what it takes to win a championship. I want LeBron James right now. If I don't pick a player, I want LeBron James.
I love LA, love the Lakers. I don't even know if I'm picking a player off the Lakers team that I'm picking LeBron first. LeBron's averaging 24, 10, and 5. That's great and all. AD is the best defender by far in this playoffs.
Okay, but
AD is the powerhouse of their offense and their defense. No AD, they lose. No LeBron.
What did Braun? Well, no LeBron. They're not winning anything either. You're insane. You think they're in the conference finals that they don't have LeBron James?
No. I'll put it this way. If I had to win one game with the Lakers and I had to take either him or AD off the court, I'm taking LeBron off.
What did Anthony Davis win without LeBron James?
Bro, that's not.
He won one playoff series in New Orleans.
Bro, that's not the point. LeBron's 38
People can
years
say
old.
LeBron's
30 years old.
They're running their offense through Anthony. They're running everything through AD. But that team without LeBron is probably not even a playing team.
Okay, but who's the actual just best player in the world to you?
If I could pick a player.
No, like who's the best player in the world?
Right now, it's Nikola Jokic. But it comes with a caveat because if you remember in the bubble, he got destroyed by Anthony Davis. So if he comes out and dominates Anthony Davis, he's got the best player in the world for sure.
I don't think that Jokic is the best player in the world.
Who is it then?
So I think that Jokic's biggest detriment to me is he's slow and he's bad on defense.
Did you watch the series against the Suns?
Who did he guard?
He was unbelievable. He's a smart defender. He'll put a body on you. He's 280
I'm not
pounds.
saying he's top 3. He's top 3.
No,
because of his defense, he's not the best player in the world. And I'll take a healthy Giannis over any player in the world.
I thought we were just going like playoffs, but no. To me, it's hard to put Giannis in there because, like I said before, Giannis got lucky that he beat the Nets because they all got injured. Without that, he wouldn't have won that title. And he's lost back-to-back years. What we did with the best player in the world.
He played 3 games.
You at least got to go to the finals, man.
He played 3 games, and
you can't lose in the first round. And I don't care about the injuries. You lost back-to-back games to a depleted Heat team that didn't have Tyler Hero, and you lost. And Jimmy Butler punked you. So you can't be the best player in the world. I hate this argument
because you go, I don't care about injuries here. And then the biggest argument for another player is because they're injured here. Like, consistently, if LeBron James had just lost to Miami Heat, you would say his back was hurt. That's 100% what you would say.
Wait, you mean his foot?
No, if Giannis' back was hurt. If that was LeBron.
But Giannis don't have the pedigree that Bron. Like, you. What I am saying is Giannis hasn't, like, the best player in the world is up for grabs right now, and he's not in the race because he's not in the playoffs. He is 100%
in the race. He's finished top 3 in MVP for the last 5 years. He's 100% in the race.
I'm saying right now he hasn't been in the finals in back-to-back years. When we kept giving it the best player in the world to LeBron because he went to 8 straight finals, he was always in it. You cannot lose in the first round. When LeBron lost to Phoenix in the first round, nobody called him the best player in the world.
Because he wasn't.
Exactly, and neither is Giannis.
There was a clear best player in the world at the time. So when there's not a clear best player in the world, my default is a healthy Giannis.
My default is who is in the playoffs, right? When there's not a clear one, I'm going to take somebody who's still in the playoffs. And Jokic has dominated. Jokic has elevated his game from the regular season to the playoffs. You want it.
Because if KD hadn't played like he did and Giannis hadn't played like he did and LeBron lost to the Suns in the first round, you would still say LeBron's the best player in the world. But moving over into our next topic.
I don't even know what that means.
Because you said
we can move on. You
said the player still has to be in. But that's not true. We've said LeBron was the best player in the world even when he lost early.
When? The only time when he got injured.
In Cleveland.
when he was out for the year.
And when they lost
against
the Mavericks,
LA.
they still said he was best player in the world. He averaged 17 points
Because
per
he
game
was
in
in
that
the
finals.
finals. Giannis lost in the first round, is what I'm saying.
He averaged 17 in that finals. They still called him the best player in the world. He had cramps.
Giannis ain't on bronze level either way.
All right, next 3-minute topic is going to be Ja Morant. Obviously, a lot of stuff coming out about Ja. Basically, another gun thing on his story. I mean,
honestly, I think, like, first of all, he needs to get out of the city of Memphis. That's number one.
And get new
Because
friends.
I didn't see any of this behavior before. It seemed like he was like a kid that just grinded, was super, like, humble.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see that when he was at Murray State. So ever since he's been to Memphis, maybe the culture of the team, the culture of the city has influenced him. But it's not looking good. Not looking good.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's going on over there. I mean, I think step one is to get new friends. Like, here's the thing. Like, he's saying these guys are his friends, right? The first incident with the gun was his own Instagram. That's just being dumb. His own Instagram post with the gun. He's suspended. The second time, this last time, 2 days ago, was his friend. Was live and recorded Ja. Yeah. That dude's not your friend, bro. A friend doesn't do that. It's pretty ridiculous, dude. And obviously, at his age, I think my mic might be a little bit loud. Obviously, at his age, people are going to go to the fact that he's just young, and that he's in a high position. But like I was telling you, if I did the exact same thing, I'm getting fired from my job.
I mean, yeah, there's no excuse for it, especially after you already did it before, and you went through all that, like people talking about on social media. Like everybody was rooting for you the first time, and now once you keep doing it as a repeat offense, people are going to start to turn on you.
100%.
And the NBA is going to start stepping in too, not just the Grizzlies, because they're not going to want one of their faces of the NBA be waving a gun around.
I can't believe you said LeBron's the best player in the world.
I'm saying if I could pick a player right now for the rest of the playoffs, I want LeBron James.
I want Jason Tatum.
No.
I want Jason Tatum over LeBron right now.
I don't.
Every day of the week.
I don't. I just don't. LeBron James is better than Jason Tatum right now.
LeBron's not. There's nothing in me that says LeBron can go off for 53 tonight. It's just not there. Even when he dropped 30, like it looked like a grind 30.
No, it did not.
Yes, it did.
It looked like an effortless 30. He was 10 for 14. If
Right.
he wanted to, he could have dropped 45 easily. He shot 14 shots and had 30 points. He absolutely dominated that game. Picked his spots well.
All right, moving over into our last 3-minute topic. This one's going to be regarding the Warriors dynasty. Is the Warriors dynasty over? No. What does that mean?
I don't know if their dynasty's over, but the one thing that I do point out is that contract to Jordan Poole was obviously a huge mistake, because now you're trapped with that. You already have Steph, who's making $50 million a year. You owe Klay Thompson $43 million next year. Draymond $30. Like, you can't keep just paying all these guys. So you're gonna have to let go of someone. You're also in a long-term contract with Andrew Wiggins. So giving him that contract, and based after this playoffs, there's not gonna be a bunch of teams lining up to get Jordan Poole if you trade him.
I'm not going to be so quick to say Jordan Poole is going to be bad. Like, I don't know that he obviously wasn't worth the $25 million he got paid this year. But I'm not going to be quick to be like it's impossible for him to be good next year.
I'm not saying he's bad, but what I'm saying is with the punch by Draymond and all the friction on that team, because ever since Jordan Poole got that contract, he's been a totally different person.
Yeah, is it Jordan Poole? You think that's did Draymond?
Yes, did you not watch his body language that whole series?
No. I'm talking about that was the problem even before the season with the punch. And everything.
That's why.
Like, you think Jordan Poole was the instigator?
Yes, nobody does a Superman punch, and you're not the instigator. Like there was some intent behind that punch. Like he wanted to do some damage. It wasn't like normally like guys will shove like get off me, you're heated in the moment. Right. Dude straight up sucker punched him. So there's definitely tension in that locker room ever since Jordan Poole got the bag. So that giving him that contract I think was bad. They're only getting older, and I'm sorry, but Klay Thompson hasn't been the same since the injury. He just hasn't. He's been very, very inconsistent.
He's shown flashes.
He'll go through stretches.
Which he always was.
No, not like that. He'll go through stretches where he looks like it, but then he'll go months where he looks like straight trash. And in a game 6, you cannot shoot 3 for 19, dude. He had 9 points in game 5, 8 points in game 6, and I think 10 points in he had 9 points in game 4, 8 points in game 5, and then 10 points in game 6.
Right.
That's not going to get it done. You cannot be the Robin to Steph's Batman doing that. You're not gonna be able to win like that. So they're gonna have to. And Bob Myers' contract is up, so it seems like everything is just crashing because Bob Myers is the one who got Andrew Wiggins, and that's why they won the title last year. So if he's gone, I don't know if they're gonna be able to just reconstruct their roster and keep putting out good rosters that can win championship basketball. So I don't know. I think their dynasty's over. Yeah.
So basically what you're saying is they're not winning in the next 2 to 3 years.
No, they're not winning a chip.
Right, because that's what it would take.
Yeah.
And what is Steph, 36?
Steph is 30. Yeah, going to be 36 next year.
So
the Suns, I think, will get better. The Nuggets have a chance to be the next dynasty. I can get into that later. But you're going to have the Lakers and you're just going to have a lot of teams in the West. And I don't think that they're going to be able to win in the next 2 or 3 years.
All right, moving over to our first 5-minute topic. This one's going to be Jason Tatum and the Celtics. So I'll start off with this one, but Jason Tatum dropped 53 in their Game 7 elimination game, obviously, in Boston. Yeah, so he dropped 53 in Boston. And I'll say this, watching that game, one, I saw some people online saying that it's bad for basketball that they destroyed him. Like, I guess it was a blowout. It's bad for the sport. That might be the worst take I've ever heard in my life. So, one, there's blowouts in every sport ever.
What happened in the national championship for college football?
There's blowouts in every sport.
That was awful.
And then, two, I can't recall. I mean, I'm sure there has been. But this playoffs, I can't recall this playoff somebody shooting. And every time the ball left Jason Tatum's hand, it felt like there was a magnet on the net and it went straight in.
Well, not only that, these were tough shots. He was crossing people up, doing step backs in people's mouths. I mean, these were really tough shots.
Yes.
But the thing that showed me a lot about Jason Tatum was how even in Game 6 when he was straight trash in the first half, he kept shooting over and over again. He found it in the fourth quarter, scored 16. And then in Game 7, all the marbles, he shows up and scores 51, breaks the all-time Game 7 record.
I thought it was 53.
No, he had 51 and Steph had 50, who broke it earlier this playoffs. But that showed me a lot about Jason Tatum. Now he's growing as a player. And the thing about Jason Tatum is we are way too harsh on Jason Tatum. Like, he's only 26 years old. LeBron didn't win his first championship till he was 28 in his 9th year. Michael Jordan didn't win his first championship till his 7th year. This guy is going to grow and grow each year, and we're not letting him do that. So we're seeing now, each year he's just getting better and better and better, and eventually he's going to win an NBA championship.
And the reason that they do that, the reason that they don't give him the credit and they don't give him the time to grow his game is because he was always the guy that dunked on LeBron James at 19 years old. So he felt like the leader and the best player on a Celtics team really, really young.
Yeah.
So you got to think, like, what is he, 26?
Yeah.
So you're talking about for 7 years, he's probably been one of, if not the best player on that team. So that's why it feels that way. Not that it's right, but that's just why it feels that way.
Yeah, usually like when you're a rookie or like LeBron and Michael, they didn't make the playoffs for like the first couple years. And Jason Tatum was inserted in that situation. Like his rookie year, he was already in the Eastern Conference Finals playing against LeBron James.
Right.
And by the way, he's 5-1 in Game 7s, and his only loss is to LeBron James. I just wanted to point that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've seen him in the playoffs at such a young age that it's different.
Yeah.
So in our eyes, he really looks like he's 30, or we think of him as 30, but he's only 26.
And what I'll say about the Jason Tatum performance, there's not many players in NBA history that can shoot 5 for 21 one game and in Game 7 turn around and break the all-time record for a Game 7 points. So when he dropped 51 in that game, all I could think of, man, this reminds me of Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Like there were games when Kobe Bryant in the fourth quarter airballed 5 straight, went home, went to the gym, grinded till 3 a.m., came back the next game and hit the game-winning shot. There's not many people that can flip switches like that. And to see it from Jason Tatum in such a big game against the 76ers is remarkable to see. So I hope that he carries it on. And I'll say this. If Jason Tatum looks how he did in Game 7, offensively and defensively, there is not a team in the entire NBA that can beat the Boston Celtics right now. None of these 3 teams can beat the Boston Celtics right now if Jason Tatum plays like this. They should be the favorites. They are the favorites. They should beat the Heat fairly easily. The Heat are, I mean, it's surprising what the Heat are doing. I'm sure we'll get into that in a minute, but that's all I got to say about Jason Tatum is the Celtics are untouchable when Jason Tatum looks like that.
Well, another thing about what reminds him of Kobe
What
reminds us of
you,
Kobe.
yeah.
Reminds us of Kobe
From him.
is how he shot so bad in the first half and he just kept shooting and shooting and shooting and eventually he found it
Right.
and then scored 16 in the fourth. And without that, they lose that game.
Right.
So that's another thing that. And he said he models his game after Kobe, and I
Right.
know he used to do like workouts with him and stuff, and it shows.
Right. And that's something that pros and cons, right? Because the next game he's going to drop 51, but in game 6 you're kind of like worried about what he's doing because obviously even Jordan, but obviously when you look at a guy like LeBron, when he's not shooting, he still has a triple double with 15. And
Jokic.
even Jokic. So like they'll contribute they'll turn it off on shooting and they'll contribute in other ways. And even that game against the Knicks that we bring up a lot that they were down 2-0 2-0 and Jordan was shot 3 for 19 or whatever. He ended up with a triple double and like 5 steals. So like even Jordan himself kind of slows it down and then contributes in other ways. So for Tatum to just keep chucking them is pretty wild.
Okay, so who would you rather have? Jason Tatum or Jimmy Butler in this series? I want Jimmy buckets in this series.
I think I'm taking
Jimmy
Jason Tatum.
Butler is a straight killer in the playoffs. He's one of the he turns into like a top 10 player ever when the lights get brighter. He took him to 7 games last year, and Jason Tatum's always had the better team. Like Jimmy Butler has straight carried the Heat. He's 33 years old. He's gonna be desperate. Like this is it for Jimmy Butler right here. I want Jimmy buckets over Jason Tatum in the series.
Yeah, I'm going to take Jason Tatum. I think he's a little bit more versatile on offense. I think he can guard a little bit more positions on defense. And don't look at me like that because you know that Jason Tatum shoots better from 3. He's
in the playoffs, Jimmy's like 37%.
I'm just saying Jason Tatum all around is a better 3-point shooter. I would rather have him like in the mid-range than Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's better in the paint, but it's mostly just because he's drawing fouls, which is great.
You just said you wanted Jason Tatum in the mid-range over Jimmy Butler. That's Jimmy Butler's whole game is posting up fadeaways, mid-range game. That's his whole game.
His whole game lately has been drive and get fouled.
Just be in the post. No, you're insane. Jimmy Butler is a better mid-range player than Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, I'll give you 3-pointers, but Jimmy ups it in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler is also
I don't know.
just as good of a defender, too.
But Jason Tatum can guard more positions.
I mean,
100%. He's a good bit bigger.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about playoff basketball. I want Jimmy Butler over Jason Tatum. Jimmy Butler also dropped 46 in that game 6 last year, and nearly if he hits that 3 in game 7, they win that series. And the Celtics do have the better team for sure, this year and last year.
Yeah. Celtics the Heat have a better coach. Much better coach.
Yeah, for sure. Eric Spoelstra is the top 3.
We went kind of long in that one, guys. Sorry. Moving on into our next 5-minute topic. And this was going to be the complete collapse of Embiid, Harden, and the 76ers in Game 7. The only thing I really want to point out about that game that was whatever to me is after the game, Joel Embiid came out and he was like, I can't win alone. Like, that's why. Like, they're relying on you to be the face of this organization. You have plenty of role models to look from. Plenty.
Joel Embiid in his post-game press conferences pisses me off. Like it seems like every single time he points the blame on other people. And this series just proved that Jokic and him are planets apart. Planets apart. Like Jokic is a better player than Embiid. You're in a game 7 and you shoot 4 for 16 and have 15 points and you have 2 points in the second half. That's not going to get it done. Then you turn around and you blame other people. No, this is a game 7. It's on the stars. You saw Jason Tatum come out and drop 51 on your head and you answered with 16 points and Harden had 9 points. That's not on the others. That's on you guys. You guys set the tone and the others follow.
Exactly.
Like, I don't understand. I feel like Joel Embiid kind of just quits, man. It looked like out there that him and Harden just quit when that third quarter came.
Right.
Like I get that the Celtics are going to go on runs. They're great. They're a streaky 3-point shooting team, so they're going to start hitting some threes. But you could have not got outscored 33-10.
Right.
Like, that's unacceptable. You could have at least stepped in and got a couple points here and there and stopped the run, but you didn't. And then you go and say, I can't win alone. That's just not a good look for Joel Embiid, man.
Joel Embiid said, I can't win alone. And then he said, me and James can't win alone.
Yeah.
But let's just look at the box score. Just a quick look at the box score will tell you PJ Tucker in 20 minutes had 11. Tobias Harris had 19, shot 7 for 13, over 50%. Tyrese Maxey had 17. If you want more from those three guys in that, then you need more to win. You're not that guy.
Yeah.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not only that, you averaged 33 in the regular season. You didn't even come close to that in the playoffs.
So, not to mention that, he had 15 and Harden had 9. And Harden shot 3 for 11 and 1 for 5 from 3.
And James Harden, I don't understand James. Like, he's just
older.
looked completely discombobulated. No, but I'm saying you know what you do well. In the 2 games that you did well, when you dropped 40, you were aggressive and looked to score. The other games, you kept passing for no reason. Like, when he drove into the lane, he was just looking to pass. He wasn't looking to score, and that created turnovers. I don't understand. Like, for the Sixers to succeed, you need to be aggressive. And he just didn't do it again, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, so
He looked completely flabbergasted.
So I was going to ask you this. Who wins a title first? Philadelphia and the 76ers, Cleveland, or the New York Knicks?
They're all never winning. So it doesn't matter.
Okay. How about this? All 3 offer you the job. No. How about this? Over the next 10 years, right? You have Philadelphia, Knicks, Cleveland. You can put $10 on one. Whoever has the best 10 years, you get $100 back. Who are you putting your $10 on?
I guess the Knicks. Because you got to remember, they're in New York. They're in Madison Square Garden. They're going to attract free agents. Tom Thibodeau's a good coach. They got Jalen Brunson, who looks like he's only going to get better. R.J. Barrett's only going to get better. They're going to get rid of Julius Randle, who cries. And I think they're going to keep building on players. And eventually, I think they'll be a finals team. But with Cleveland, they're the Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm never going to – without LeBron James, they're absolutely nothing. And then the 76ers just have a curse on them. Ever since Joel Embiid has been there, they're 0-5 in semifinals. They haven't been to a conference final since Joel Embiid has arrived, which is crazy. It almost feels like they're cursed.
Yeah, I agree.
So I
think I agree on the team as well. Which what I'm thinking about right now is how hype I am that there's no game tonight.
Yeah, I need a break. Those West Coast, man.
It's brutal. But what I was looking at.
But back to Joel Embiid, like, after that game, bro, you just got to be like, listen, I didn't play good. I got to be better. And then you move on. But I think it's a bad look for him to say, I can't do this alone.
Yeah, I agree.
The others stepped up this series, and y'all just didn't win.
That's basically all I had in that one, honestly.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad, but, the
better team won, though.
I agree.
The Celtics should be the best team in the NBA.
I agree.
They're a better team.
Moving over to our last 5-minute topic, and this one's just going to be about the Heat Celtics matchup, what we think, who we got, which we kind of covered that because you asked me about Jimmy Butler or Tatum, but so we'll get into that. Heat Celtics. And don't say your pick. We're going to save that for later, but just talking about the games overall. For me, I think that at some point there's 2 things, right? There's 2 questions that enter my head. The first question is, are the Heat just this good? Are they just as good? Like, are these guys better than we all think? Are they just as good? Can they go to the finals? Or are they overachieving? And if they're overachieving, how far can you overachieve? Can you overachieve all the way to the finals? Can you overachieve all the way to a title, a championship? Like, I don't think so. I think if you're overachieving, which is what I think the Heat are, I don't think they can beat the Celtics.
I mean, it's tough without Tyler Hero because that's just another scorer, another 20 points a game guy. But if they shoot from 3 like they've been shooting and they play defense like they've been playing defense and Jimmy Butler shows up and drops 30 a game and gives you those clutch moments, they have a shot against the Celtics. This is like the 3rd time they played the Celtics. They've beat them in the bubble, and then they took them to 7 games last year. So I expect a grinding series, and I expect to at least go 6 or 7 games. And in series like that, just moments switch a series. So, like, whoever plays better, whoever finishes quarters better, whoever is better in the clutch is going to decide the series. So I honestly think, like, this is 50-50. It can go either way. But I guess I would give it the edge to the Celtics just because they have more bodies, more depth.
But yeah. Well, yeah, definitely more depth. I think the biggest difference to me is in this series, there's a pretty clear, like if Tatum has a down game, there's a clear guy to step up. Like Jaylen Brown's going to step up. With the Heat, there's a couple guys that could, but none that I trust to.
Well, yeah, it also scared me the way Al Horford played defense on Joel Embiid that series. Yeah, but Bam's different. Like Bam's definitely more athletic and agile, but Al Horford like locked up Joel Embiid.
You know
if
who
you get that
locked
kind of
up,
defense on Bam, that's gonna be tough.
You know who locks up Tatum?
Jimmy.
Bam.
Bam does. Because he's
Remember
so
the block?
long and athletic. Yeah. That was one of the
In the
best
bubble?
blocks ever.
Bam locks up Tatum, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see that matchup because Tatum is now performing at the best we've seen him most likely, at least after that Game 7. An incredible performance. One of the best playoff performances ever. Oh, yeah, by the way, Doc Rivers in that performance said he's only seen one other game like it, and it was in the same building, and it was LeBron James.
And when he dropped 45 in Game 7?
On the Celtics.
Yeah, but they lost. The Cavs did.
Then maybe it wasn't them. It might not have been that game. He just said LeBron. And then I
Maybe
think
he's
it might have
talking
been
about
when he beat Garnett. And
Oh, he was talking about Game 6 then.
yeah,
When LeBron dropped 45.
that's got to be it. And then but yeah, so he said that. So it's gonna be a good matchup to see Bam, one of the best defenders in our league, against. And I'm starting to say our league. Who do I sound like? What's his name? That does football in our sport.
Oh, Joel Klatt.
Yeah, Joel Klatt.
Yeah, I haven't said his name in a while.
Yeah, Joel Klatt. And that's one of the best things about our sport.
Yeah.
But yeah, in our league, one of the best defenders, and then Jason Tatum is performing at such a high level. So that overall, that Heat Celtics matchup is really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest if is going to be the Heat shooting from three.
Yeah, I mean, if they shoot like they've been shooting from three, they definitely got a good chance to win the series. But this reminds me of just like old style Eastern Conference basketball. Like the scores are going to be like 95 to 90, 85 to 90. Like it's going to be in that type of range.
I can see that.
Which I kind of like.
Yeah, I like
the
it too.
defense is going to be incredible. It's going to be a grinding series. So we'll see.
All right, and then moving into our last subject, our first 10-minute topic, and only it's going to be the Lakers and Nuggets series. No picks just yet. Remember, wait to the clips for the picks, but we're just going to break down that series in general. I'm rooting for the Lakers in this one. I'm worried about the matchup against the Nuggets, but for whatever reason, I still feel like the Lakers are going to win the series now.
First of all, you said that they had a document crew since the start of the season. Bro, it's meant to be. It's LeBron James' last dance. They are going to win the chip this year. And the thing about the Nuggets, we got Anthony Davis, okay? He shut Jokic down in the bubble, and he will do it again today. Anthony Davis, if you are listening to this, you are going to prove that you are the best center in America. You are the best center in the world. Jokic is not on your level yet. Everybody's saying that Jokic is the best player in the world. I've been saying that he's top 5. Anthony Davis proved me wrong. Shut him down defensively. Be an anchor on defense. Show up on offense. Hit your middies. Hit your three-pointers. Dominate him in the post. You are the best big man in the world. Prove that this series. This is a golden opportunity.
Yeah, it is. Hopefully Anthony Davis comes up clutch in it because it's really going to take something like that. I mean, the offense obviously runs through Anthony Davis.
Back in the bubble, we were saying that the Lakers had the 2 best players in the world. We were saying LeBron James 1 and Anthony Davis 2. Anthony Davis has to be tired of this disrespect. He is going to play this series with a chip on his shoulder, and I promise you, he is going to want to prove to the world that he is better than Jokic and that he is in that conversation with Embiid and Jokic for the best center in the NBA.
It's going to take a lot because what Jokic is doing offensively is pretty unbelievable. I don't know if there's been a more offensively dynamic big man in the history of the NBA.
No, yeah, I know. He's already broke the record for most triple-doubles by a center, and he's 28 years old. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
But if anybody can stop Jokic, it's Anthony Davis. DeAndre Ayton it couldn't even do anything to Jokic.
Yeah,
that's
another
not
thing.
Anthony Davis. He hasn't played anybody
He hasn't
that
played an
a great
elite
defender yet.
Yeah, I agree.
He hasn't played a great defender yet. Like, I promise you, Jokic ain't gonna have.
He played Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, but whatever. Rudy Gobert gets dominated as well.
Anthony
Davis is a different cat on defense.
Here's why a lot of these guys are getting dominated by Jokic as a center. They're not used to guarding the ball every single play. They're guarding on ball every single play. You know who has the energy and versatility to be able to do that? Anthony Davis.
But there's
not very many centers because
Because he has to play on the perimeter because he can make threes.
Even when Steph Curry had the ball on the perimeter 2 times, he couldn't get a shot off on Anthony Davis.
That's true, but what I worry about is remember when they put Anthony Davis in the pick and roll with Draymond, they scorched him. So you can do that with Jokic because he can hit threes. And they can get switches all the time with that. If with Anthony Davis guarding Jamal Murray, and they can get a good switch and somebody else guarding Jokic. So there's going to be other defenders that have to step up. But in the post, Anthony Davis
think about this.
is going to give Jokic a lot of trouble.
Let's say they switch with Jamal Murray and Vando's guarding him. And now Vando's on Jokic.
No, but yeah.
Like, that's not
terrible,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that Jokic is just insanely good on offense. He's going to be able to take advantage of a smaller guy like that. Jokic is 280 pounds.
Yeah.
He's a big, big dude. But, I mean, I still think Anthony Davis is going to play with a chip on his shoulder and want to prove that he is a top 5 player in the NBA and the best center.
Yeah.
I'm banking on that.
This is LeBron's last dance. I like that one.
Also, they got Aaron Gordon and they got Jeff Green to throw at LeBron, but nobody on that team is going to guard LeBron James. I'm sorry. And I know that LeBron's older, but don't forget this. He averaged 28.5 in the regular season. Nobody was saying he was washed. Now everybody's like, well, he looks all blah, blah, blah. I promise you, LeBron James knew to beat the Warriors and the Grizzlies, he was going to take a step back and let everybody else get their rhythm. Like he knew if the others don't play well, they have no shot at winning the championship. So he took a step back, let them get in the rhythm. And I promise you, these last 2 series, he's going to insert himself more and be dominant. The dominant LeBron James that we all know and love. There's nobody on the Nuggets that can guard him. Jeff Green's 36. Aaron Gordon is not going to be able to guard LeBron James.
Yeah. I truly think that LeBron is coasting through this playoffs. I mean, even look at in a must-win in Game 6 against the Warriors, he has 39-9. In must-win situations against the Grizzlies, he makes the last 2 baskets to win and then seal the game. So
you said baskets. What was that?
Baskets.
Oh, I don't know what you said, but it was like baskets, buckets. It was all mixed together.
I was in the middle of going.
Yeah, but yeah, he's gonna do his thing for sure. And
even in this point in his career, we're in this playoffs. Despite going off in multiple instances in must-win games, he's still averaging 24, 10, and 5. One of only 4 players that is in the entire playoff to be averaging those numbers. So, and I think, and obviously we've seen people say this already today, but when you're comparing LeBron to a LeBron that averaged 35 in 2018 or a LeBron that averaged 30 in Miami, yeah, he doesn't look that good. When you compare him to the rest of the NBA, he's top 1%. Yeah. Like, let's stop all this, dude.
We're comparing him to the greatest player who's ever lived, 2 of the greatest seasons that ever happened. That 2018 playoffs, he had 8 40-point games, broke the record, shot game 1 against the Warriors, scored 51. I mean, that was a different human. We've never seen a player like that in our lives. To compare him to that is not fair. We have to compare him to his contemporaries. And to his contemporaries, there's an argument that he's still the best player in the world, and I'm going to hold that position.
He's not the best player in the world, but...
And... Dude, I'm telling you, I would pick him over anyone else in these playoffs if I had to pick somebody just because of his experience and he knows how to win more than anybody else that's left in the playoffs. Jimmy Butler hasn't won a title. Jason Tatum hasn't won a title.
Yeah, let's do this.
Hasn't won a title.
If you took all 4 teams that are remaining, all right, so you have all 4 teams. All the players are not on teams anymore, okay? So the 4 teams left, that's the Nuggets, Lakers, Celtics, and Heat. Out of those 4 teams, there's a draft. You have the round 1, pick 1 of this draft.
Yeah, I'm taking LeBron James. He's been there. He's been in 10 finals. He went to 8 straight finals. And in closeout game in the Warriors, he just scored 30 points and shot 10 for 14. He knows what it takes to win these type of games. There's nobody who has his experience. It would be foolish to pick anyone else.
Hot take of the day.
Also, he's shooting better from 3. He's starting to get hot from 3.
I think I'm still picking...
I'm not picking Anthony Davis.
I'm picking Jason Tatum.
No, he's not.
I'm picking Jason Tatum.
No. Until Jason Tatum wins the title, then I'll pick him. But he doesn't. Right. He doesn't know what it takes yet.
The moment you guys have all been waiting for. Our official picks.
I got Lakers in 6.
Lakers in 6 against the Nuggets?
The Los Angeles Lakers will beat the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They're hot right now. They have the best player left in these playoffs, LeBron James. They have Anthony Davis, who's going to contain Jokic. Jamal Murray is super streaky. You never really know what you're going to get from him. And I feel like their bench is just as good as the Nuggets bench right now. I think that they're going to win. The only thing that scares me is it's really hard to play in Denver because of the altitude. So they really need to split. There's a chance they could go down 2-0 against them, which would be bad.
And
but
then,
if they split, they're winning in 6 for sure. So I got Lakers in 6.
Celtics Heat, my heart wants to say that the Heat are going to win. My heart wants to so bad. But realistically, if Tatum keeps up this versatile play on offense and they continue to play as well as they did on defense, as they did against the 76ers, despite not having Udoka, yeah, I mean, the Celtics, they run this one. So I'm going to take the Celtics in 6 games.
I got the Heat in 7 games. I do. I think Spoelstra's going to expose the Joe Mazzulla. I think that Jimmy Buckets is going to average 35 points. Jimmy Butler knows he is 33 years old. His clock is ticking. He's going to come out with everything he has. He's going to rally the troops. They are going to get over the hump, which already beat the Celtics before. They are going to get over the hump besides the bubble, and they are going to play the Los Angeles Lakers in the finals. It's going to be Miami versus LA. That's my picks.
All right. I got LA as well.
And it's going to be a 7 seed versus an 8 seed, which is insane.
Cool. All right, that's all for episode number 61 of the Good Point Bro podcast. My name is Ken. This is my little bro Cam.
We were talking about the bubble.
I was, but it's about to die.
Well, we
You
can
want to try it?
Yeah.
All right, so never mind. We're going to go into why this season is not a fluke. I'm tired of hearing – you guys saw – I had a clip about it. I'm tired of hearing that the bubble is a fluke. Like, the team that won had the best regular season of any team. The Lakers were the best team in the league, and they won. Why is it such a surprise to people? Not only that, these 4 teams, obviously, 3 years later, the exact same 4 teams that were left in 2020. These are teams that are capable of making it to their conference finals. Teams that are capable of winning the finals. It's not just some crazy thing that, Miami would have never went on that run. They went to Game 7 with the Celtics last year. They're back in the Eastern Conference Finals this year. They've had success since. The Nuggets, why would they be there? I don't know. Maybe because they were the number 2 seed already in the West. And this year they were the number 1 seed. Last year they won a lot of games. So it's not a surprise to see these 4 teams left in the finals. In their conference finals and as well as in the bubble conference finals.
Not only that, but the Lakers were 49-14 before COVID happened. What seed were they? The number 1 seed. What is their record this year at home? 5-0. They didn't get that in the bubble. Also, who did they just beat before COVID happened? They beat the Milwaukee Bucks and they turned around and kicked the Clippers. You know what? They were the best team in basketball at that time. It is not a fluke that they won the title. It's absolutely ridiculous to say that. You had a LeBron James at the tail end of his prime. You had AD who was rested and didn't get hurt that whole year and played out of his mind. That team was the best team in basketball, was going to win the title either way. To say that the bubble was a fluke, you just got proved wrong because the same 4 teams that were in that year are in this year in their conference finals.
All right, guys, that's all for episode number 61. My name's Kate. This is my little bro Cam.
Don't sleep.
Don't sleep, baby. Check us out on Instagram at goodpoint.bro. No, on goodpointbro. On TikTok at goodpoint.bro. As you guys know, on YouTube at the Good Point Bro podcast. If you guys like this episode and it's your first one, go ahead and check right above my head one of these 2 other episodes. Get caught up on the NBA. Get caught up on sports. We'll see you in the next one, all right?
Peace.
Later. By the way, in case I don't see you again, good morning, afternoon, and good night.